What's up, everybody? You're here with the Fly Guy. All right, this is Trout Fly Box Rebuild Episode 2. I have been busy at the vise here lately, and I've got some flies tied up. Just wanted to share two quick ones with you. Episode 1 is linked in the description below, so check that out. And there's going to be plenty more episodes coming because I've got a lot of fly patterns to tie. All right, as you can see here, I've got two flies. One of them is a simple wet fly, and the other one is a foam beetle pattern. Alright, so this first fly is the little sparrow wet fly. It is a very simple wet fly. I've got a red tag at the back. I made that with just some red hackle fibers that I stripped off. The body is crystal flash, copper crystal flash covered in UV resin. And it creates kind of a nice little bubble effect, and it adds a little bit of weight to that fly to help it get down. And the front of the fly is mallard flanks. These are not hackled. This is not one solid feather. I stripped those fibers off and lined them up to kind of achieve this laid back, veiled look across that body. And then the head is polyester thread. It's not a tying thread, it's a sewing thread that I use to tie a lot of my flies, and it takes permanent marker really well. This is the clear polyester sewing thread. I've done a video on this before, and it's made by Coats. If you are a budget conscious fly tyer, or you're just looking for some material or tool alternatives, this is a great thread for you. I'll put a link in the description for you, so check that video out. To finish this fly, all I do is take a brown permanent marker and I color up that clear polyester thread, coat it with thin UV resin. If I need 2 coats, I'll do it, but typically 1 coat is good enough, and that fly's done. So if I were going to be fishing this wet fly, obviously this is kind of like a traditional looking wet fly. I would be throwing this for trout all day. But I would also be throwing this for panfish, and bass will take these types of wet flies too, because this hook, it's not super small. It's small enough, but it's also big enough to get the attention of other fish. So if you're fishing maybe like a farm pond, you might be fishing where there might be some smaller bass. This little wet fly would catch you some fish. Carp would eat this as well. But the next fly is the sunrise beetle. This is just a little beetle pattern, and it's probably a little bit bigger than some of the beetle patterns that some of you guys might be tying up. It does not use a dry fly hook. I actually use a slightly larger hook. It's a high carbon steel number 4. It's kind of what I would call like a cheap Chinese hook, but man, does it work. And it sits that foam right on the surface. That hook always orients that fly correctly because it has a little bit of weight, but it doesn't have enough weight to sink that fly completely. And basically all it is it's just a little bit of dubbing on the underside. I do make my own dubbing, so I've got a little bit of my homemade dubbing right here on the underside for that foam to sit. Just got some black craft foam, and then a little yellow piece up top as a little strike indicator for when you're fishing at a distance. And then I've got 2 silicone legs on each side cut short. Pretty simple to tie, pretty quick. You kind of get into a mode and you can shell these out pretty fast, and you could have a bunch of beetle patterns for your next outing. This fly would work great for carp. It would work great for panfish, trout, bass will take these. This is just a great universal dry fly. And I did cover just a little bit of that foam with UV resin. So I colored the yellow foam with an orange Sharpie to give it some better visibility. And then I covered the orange marker with UV. And then I just made myself a little black dot on the back just to try to make it look like a little bit more of a beetle shell back. I thought it looked cool, so I left it and I just kept replicating it. So I really enjoyed tying these, and I can't wait to fish these here in the future for a bunch of different stuff. So again, these types of flies, not only the sunrise beetle, but this little sparrow, they both will catch you different types of fish, and they're a lot of fun to tie, and they don't take a lot of time. So The tying recipes for these flies will be up on my website in the next 48 hours, so make sure to stay tuned for those. I will put a post up on the channel when they are ready. I've got a lot more episodes coming for my trout fly box rebuild, and there's going to be a lot of good flies that I'm going to be tying up for this. It's going to be a lot. I'm kind of rebuilding from nothing, so this is kind of an exciting time for me as I get my boxes full and ready for some fishing. All right, well, that's it. This is the sunrise beetle and the little sparrow. Two great little flies here that I'm going to be fishing for a few different species, including trout, but also carp, bass, and panfish. We'll go after anything that'll eat it. I might even be throwing some of these flies here in the Philippines for some other fish. So stay tuned. I've got a lot of good things coming. If you like this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more fly tying and fly fishing videos. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.